Hi, my name is Jesper. I'm going to give you a brief introduction to CDM Optimize. CDM Optimize is an ISV add-on module for Microsoft Dynamics CRM. It expands and enhances Microsoft Dynamics CRM for use in the sales and marketing departments of the pharmaceutical industry. It is produced by CDM Incorporated in Copenhagen, Denmark. CDM Optimize consists of several different modules, such as the core module, sales, event management, advanced segmentations, data import, business intelligence, and many others. This presentation is going to focus on the core module. The CDM Optimize core module introduces a number of fundamental changes to Dynamics CRM. It changes the underlying standard data model of Dynamics CRM to specifically suit the pharmaceutical industry. It expands the activities entity. It makes a number of general graphical user interface enhancements. It introduces a dashboard, and it has a number of workflows, reports, and business processes. Let's take a look at some of the changes that CDM Optimize makes to the core data model of Dynamics CRM. The first you will notice in this list of contacts is that there are a set of new columns. The first one is a contact type. One of the challenges in the pharmaceutical industry is the fact that the contacts they approach very often hold multiple jobs. I'm going to reduce this list a little to give you a better overview of that. We see here Mr. Bruce Richard. You'll notice that he holds a job as a consultant plastic surgeon at the Birmingham Children's Hospital. He holds a similar position as a consultant plastic surgeon at the Spire Parkway Hospital, and he's also a senior partner in his own practice. In addition to that, there is a private dimension of Mr. Richards. The ability to catch Mr. Richards in exactly the right context is in most cases vital for the pharmaceutical industry. Let's examine Mr. Richards in his ability as a consultant plastic surgeon at the Birmingham Children's Hospital. If you're already familiar with the classic business-to-business layout of Dynamics CRM, you'll immediately notice how this screen has been changed to accommodate the needs of the pharmaceutical industry. At the top of the screen, there's an information bar. It shows the type of contact we're currently evaluating, as well as the marketing segments he is currently associated with, a block of personal information, and a block of occupation-specific information, which relates specifically to Mr. Richards' job at the Birmingham Children's Hospital. As such, even though this screen is a contact entity screen, it actually represents the specific occupation Mr. Richards has at the Birmingham Children's Hospital. The reason we are not able to use simple relations to keep track of Mr. Richards' different jobs at different institutions is because obviously he will have different contact information for each of these jobs. So we actually need a full-blown contact entity for each of his occupations. Let's look at another job Mr. Richards has, perhaps his job as a senior partner in his own private practice. Notice how the information bar has changed. There is no segment associated with Mr. Richard here in his capacity as senior partner, but in the occupation-specific information section, his contact information has changed. Now, obviously, if the data model hadn't been changed in Dynamics CRM, this would still be possible just by inserting doublets in the database. I will now display to you how we are not actually creating doublets. We are tracking all the occupations of Mr. Richards individually. Let's say that Mr. Richards marries and he wants to insert his wife's last name as his new middle name. So he will now be called Bruce Giller Richard. I close and save this information, and notice how all the occupations are immediately updated with his new information. This can also be done obviously if Mr. Richards gets new educations or his basic responsibilities changes. Another thing you might notice is that there are additional elements in the side navigation pane on the personal level. We'll get back to those in a moment. The important point I'm trying to make here is simply that we've altered the data model to actually suit the pharmaceutical industry in a way that ensures nothing gets out of sync and everything works exactly in the manner that the industry needs. Let's look at some of the other changes we've done to the data model. The basic account entity has been replaced with something called institutions. Institutions are the physical locations that pharmaceutical representatives are addressing when they are trying to influence the market with their products. Let's check out the Queen Alexandra Hospital. The changes we've done to institutions, or accounts as we could call them, is things such as the institution type and hierarchy level. This is an expansion of the standard system's way of doing account sub-accounts. We also have things such as number of patients, geographical bricks, and a set of new entities in the left sidebar navigation. The most important additions are the categories, which enable this institution to have more than one marketing category, and the user contexts, which is a way of grouping users so that multiple pharmaceutical sales representatives can work on the same institutions. Other changes to the core data model include a rather large expansion of the product entity. This is because pharmaceutical companies often have very advanced product hierarchies that include many different variations, and we'll take a short look at that. Most pharma companies organize their product in something called a product family. In this case, we're going to take a quick look at the hypertension product family. Each product family typically contains multiple product groups, and each contains multiple variants of the same product. In this case, the same product is available as both injections, liquids, and tablets. For each of these product variants, there are the actual products, which in this case are the specific packages that reach the patients. In order to ensure easy integration with third-party systems, the basic product entity has not been changed by CDM Optimize. The only thing we've done is add the link to the product variant in order to ensure that the product can be put in its right place in the hierarchy. Let's take a look at some of the additions we've made to the graphical user interface. The left side navigation bar has been expanded with a number of innovations that aim to help pharmaceutical representatives become more efficient. The most important of these is the dashboard. The dashboard collects information throughout the CRM system and creates a quick overview of the key information needed by the pharmaceutical consultant. The standard dashboard contains 5 boxes: My Contact Targets, My Shortlist, Last and Next Appointments, the Appointment Map, and a list of contacts missing appointments. The list of contact targets shows which selling cycles the pharmaceutical consultant is associated with. Selling cycles are a part of the sales module and are a method of optimizing the sales for a pharmaceutical company where classic pipelining and forecasting will not work. The shortlist is a manually maintained list of people that the pharmaceutical consultant wants to focus on. This is typically used for raids or manual campaigns. Removing subjects from the shortlist is as easy as clicking the Remove link. The Last and Next Appointment box contains a list of upcoming appointments for the current pharmaceutical representative. Because the list only contains appointments and not other CRM activities such as tasks or phone calls, it gives the pharmaceutical consultant a very quick overview of their upcoming meetings. At the right side of the dashboard there are 2 elements. We'll look at the lower one first. Contacts Missing Appointments is an automatically generated list of contacts from the CRM database that are associated with specific selling cycles belonging to the current user. When sales management has made specific sales goals for one or more segments, any contact that is not approached correctly by the sales force will automatically be inserted into the list of contacts missing appointments. Ideally, this list should be empty, but if it's not, it's very easy for the pharmaceutical consultant to pick up the work. The last element in the dashboard is the appointment map. The appointment map shows a quick overview of the actual physical locations that the sales representative has to visit the next 7 days. The sales rep can easily enable or disable specific days. The appointment map is also available in the left side navigation pane. By accessing from the navigation pane, the user gets a larger map. The purpose of this map is to make sure that the representative can get an easy overview of the actual whereabouts they have on a given weekday and make sure that any additional meetings are booked in roughly the same region. The last user interface enhancement we're going to take a look at is the activity view. The activity view provides an overview of the current week with each day divided into time slots. In order to optimize their day, many pharmaceutical consultants work in time slots. In this example, the time slots are divided into durations of approximately 2 hours. We've now been through some of the most important elements of the CDM Optimize Core module. Thanks for watching. My name is Jesper. Don't hesitate to contact me or any of my colleagues if you would like an in-depth demonstration of our product. Go to www.cdmoptimize.com for further information on how to contact us.